Hey guys, what is up? It is Smasher here. Welcome back to yet another video on the channel. This is going to be a little bit of a different video than what you would normally see on the channel because in this video, I'm going to be giving you guys my thoughts on the Nintendo Switch 2 as of right now. As of the making of this video, the Switch 2 will officially launch in 18 days, and me personally, I'm going to be getting the Nintendo Switch 2. I am super excited about this console. However, since the Switch 2 Direct happened over a month and a half ago, there's been a lot of controversy surrounding the Switch 2, and it has a lot of people mad because of the choices that Nintendo has been making. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Now, the first thing that people were upset with is the $80 price tag for Mario Kart World, and honestly, I'm not really that mad at this price tag. Now, obviously, I know that a lot of people are going to be not the happiest camper in the world because of the $80 price tag, but I am not that mad because I have spent $80 on games before, and I don't mind dropping $80 on games every now and then. And not only that, what Nintendo is offering us with Mario Kart World is actually pretty good. You have the Knockout Tour, the Grand Prix, the Battle Mode, the Versus Mode. The online's going to be crazy. And the fact that it is a free roam Mario Kart, that is actually really, really cool. I think for me personally, Mario Kart World is worth the $80 price tag. However, some people are going to feel differently about the $80 price tag. And not only that, people are starting this rumor that the physical games are going to be $90. However, that's not true. If you go to websites like Walmart, Target, GameStop, Best Buy, Mario Kart World is selling for $80 in the physical version. And I really don't know where people got that information from. I guess they were getting it from Nintendo, but as you see, this is on the official Nintendo website. If we even go to the physical, as you see, it is also going to be $80. So it's really not that big of a deal. Not all games are going to be $80. For example, Donkey Kong Bonanza is going to be $70. But there are going to be some first-party games every now and then that are going to cost $80, but not all of them are going to be $80. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the Switch 2 version of some of the games, like Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Super Mario Party Jamboree, stuff like that. Now, how Nintendo determines the Switch 2 upgrades are for price. There are going to be some games that are going to be free. There's some games that are going to cost $10 extra, and there are some games that are going to cost $20 extra. For example, Tears of the Kingdom is going to be a $10 increase if you want to get the Switch 2 version. But the Switch 2 version offers smoother frame rates, faster load times, and enhanced resolution and textures. And honestly, for $10, it's not that terrible. However, if you talk about games like Kirby and the Forgotten Land or Super Mario Party Jamboree, those are going to cost $20 extra. But they're going to have additional content, like more mini games in Super Mario Party Jamboree. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is going to have a new world that you can explore. It's just going to be a lot better. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the price increase of the Switch 2 accessories. Mainly, the Joy-Cons are what the people are most mad about because the Joy-Cons are going to cost you $95. Which, after tax, that means you'll have to spend $100 on a brand new pair of Joy-Cons. Compared to the Switch 1 Joy-Cons, which cost $80. And that is insane. There are only going to be a couple of accessories that I will actually get with my Switch 2. Obviously, one of those being the Switch 2 Pro Controller, because the regular Switch 2 Pro Controller is one of my favorite controllers of all time. And obviously, I am going to be getting the Switch 2 Pro Controller. Another thing that I am going to be getting is a carrying case, because if I do go travel a lot, I can always carry my Switch 2 in the carrying case. The all-in-one, I'm debating on it, but I don't know if I'm going to be getting the all-in-one. And the last thing I am going to be getting is the microSD express card. I will probably be getting a 1 terabyte because I am going to download a lot of games on my Switch 2. So, yeah. So, the price increase of the accessories is a little outrageous, but that is to be expected because, you know, with the current state of the world, the current state of the economy, we knew it was going to happen eventually. Now let's talk about the most recent controversy that has been going on with the Switch 2. Because about a week ago, Nintendo has updated their terms of service. Basically, they said that if you try and pirate, emulate, or mod your Switch, they will brick it, deeming your Switch unusable. And this has a lot of people frustrated. And me personally, I'm not really that mad because, as a lot of people know, pirating games or any type of media is extremely illegal. And the fact that Nintendo is cracking down all of this stuff is actually pretty good. Now, apparently, Nintendo will own your console. Even if you buy it with the money that you have, Nintendo is going to own your console. And honestly, I can see where people are coming from. I would be a little bit frustrated too, but I have never been a fan of modding, pirating, or emulating any of the consoles I have. The only exception, obviously, is PC. But I have not emulated, modded my PS5. I have never modded or emulated on my Switch or my Wii that I own. And I am not going to be modding my Switch 2. I am going to be playing the games that are on its specific hardware. Because I am not a big fan of all of that stuff. And obviously, the emulating community got extremely upset at Nintendo. And I would be upset too if I were a part of that community, if I like to emulate games. But Nintendo hasn't been the only company to do this. Microsoft has been doing this ever since the original Xbox back in 2000. And it's pretty crazy that people are getting mad at it now when they've never got mad at Microsoft for doing it, which is absolutely absurd. But again, if this is the reason why you don't want to get the Switch 2, that is a completely valid reason. But I've been seeing a lot of people saying that, you know, Nintendo is a greedy company, and I do agree. Nintendo is greedy, but I have been a Nintendo fan since around like 2011, 2012. So for pretty much half of my life, I have been a fan of Nintendo. And I have always played games on its official hardware. Doesn't matter what game it is. If it's, say, Super Mario Odyssey, I never emulate Mario Odyssey on my PC. I always play it on my Switch. If I want to play Mario Kart Wii, I play it on my Wii. I don't play it on my Switch or whatever. But I really don't think this is that big of a deal at the end of the day because, like I said, pirating games or any type of media in general is extremely illegal. And I would not recommend that you guys pirate your games on the Nintendo Switch 2. So, what are my overall thoughts on the Switch 2? I am still going to be buying it, regardless of the amount of controversy that Nintendo is getting over the Switch 2. Because the games are going to be great. I think Mario Kart World is going to be a great game. Donkey Kong Bonanza is going to be a great game. And I can definitely see the Nintendo Switch 2 having a bright future. Now, do I think it's going to sell as well as the Switch 1? Absolutely not. Do I think it's going to sell better than the Wii U? I definitely think the Switch 2 is going to sell better than the Wii U because the Wii U only sold like 13.5 million units. I could see the Switch 2 double, potentially tripling the amount of units sold that the Wii U did. Because with what Nintendo is offering with the Switch 2 and the specs, the fact that you can play games at 1080p 120 frames in handheld mode is ridiculous. And 4K 60 frames in dock mode is also going to be incredible as well. And I think this console is going to be good. Now, obviously, if you want to stick with the Switch 1, I have no issue with that. But I would consider looking into the Switch 2. If you want to buy the Switch 2 day one, go ahead. I'm going to try and buy the Switch 2 the weekend of its release. However, if you're still not so sure of buying it, I would recommend that you wait like a couple of weeks after its launch. Watch a couple of YouTubers give their overall thoughts on the Switch 2, because I have also been thinking about, when I get the Switch 2, I am going to be doing an unboxing of it and give you guys my overall thoughts. I'll probably play it for like an hour or two after I unbox it and just give you guys my overall thoughts. But like I said, my overall thoughts on the Switch 2, I'm going to be getting it. I am extremely excited about it. Let me know your thoughts on the Switch 2 down below in the comments. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button down below. If you're new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!